Welcome to Love Island, the Morning After podcast, the only official Love Island podcast where we discuss all the drama from the night before.
This morning, joining me, Amy Hart, we have Indiyah, Polack, and this week we are joined all week by broadcaster Nadia Jae.
Hi. Morning.
Right, before we get into these new bombshells, let's go to Ronnie's not so much anymore love triangle.
Oh, gosh. Oh, Ronnie. Is it everyday kind shapes?
Maybe not anymore.
Well, I'm not convinced.
No.
You know what? I am convinced.
Are you?
I feel like the triangle's over. Obviously, now we've seen last night, we've got a new bombshell in. We've Connor with a K.
Yeah.
I mean, I just think it's
I don't
time.
think Ronnie's going to be interested in him.
No.
Do you know what? I won't put anything past him.
But I mean more for the likes of like Harriet.
Yeah.
Like, even though he did bin it off with her, I wasn't really feeling how it happened. I feel like he got told to bin it off.
Yeah.
By Joey. He was like, oh, go do it then. I think he didn't want to look silly or like he didn't have, the cojones to do it. Which I thought was a little bit like...
It's a bit beta for me. Do you know what I mean? I feel like Joey telling you, go and do it then, go and do it then. He's like, woo, all right, spud me and go.
Yeah.
The reason that Joey said that is because Joey said to Ronnie, you're like a new person with Tiffany and I think you're really smitten. Joey, put the spoon down. Go and kiss Grace in the daybed some more. Stop stirring.
Yeah, he stirs a lot. But I feel like Ronnie has had his fair share of girls chasing him, triangles. He's been leading Harriet on, now Tiffany.
Yeah.
Like, he's gone through everyone in that villa. And I feel like I've seen enough of it. I just want him to be with Tiffany. Just stick with one person, see how it goes before you jump ship.
I feel like he's been biding his time a little bit.
Yeah.
He's had placemat girls. Like, but I'll wait for someone else to come in. It's a bit more me. Or you're cool. But I'm sorry, Harriet, like I said yesterday, you can't make me hate her.
Yeah.
But I really feel bad for her. Bless her heart. I'm so similar to the way she is. Like, everything is very literal to me. Yeah. And like watching it from like this perspective, I'm like, oh no, hun, read between the lines, babe. Read between the lines. And just like, I felt like he was super insensitive when it came to Harriet. To be fair, he's been super insensitive when it came to Jess.
Yeah.
He's doing the same thing to Harriet. Yeah. And I don't think that bodes well when it comes to like thinking of someone's character and how they are as a person.
Yeah.
If you've made someone upset and you just go around having eavesdrop and be like, oh, guess what? She's crying. Can't believe it.
Yeah.
It didn't sit right with me whatsoever.
You made her upset fair, but I don't really understand why he went to the dressing room to eavesdrop.
Yeah.
But you're not going to actually pull her aside and be like, oh my God, you're upset. I'm really sorry. Like, I didn't mean for it to go that way. You just went back to tell everyone, oh yeah, she's crying.
Yeah. But he knew that would happen. She literally sat down on the beanbags with him and was like, I fancy you. Yeah. She's been quite open the whole way, which I do really like.
Yeah.
And I think she can't be faulted for that. Do you think she's been too open? Do you think that's her problem?
Yeah.
Do you think she's scared running off a bit?
I think obviously honesty is the best policy, but I feel like sometimes you need to actually like match the same energy. I feel like Ronnie has not been vocal like that about how much he likes Harriet. And even if he has, it's always like, yeah, I like you, but I still want to get to know bloody blah, blah. Yeah, I feel like she was a little bit too open with him. It's not her fault. She does wear her heart on her sleeve, but I feel like that can get your heart broken sometimes.
Of course you know her. He knows everyone.
I mean, we'll come on to the bombshells later, but Matilda, the new bombshell, she went out with Ronnie's mate for months. So do we think Tiffany is safe for a few more days because he's not going to go with his mate's ex?
He's not going to go for his mate's ex,
not.
but also it's Ronnie.
But she might have some sensational hot piping tea about Ronnie and her ex.
Yeah, I feel so.
And how they really get down. And I don't know what it is, but I feel like, I don't know if Tiffany's completely sold on Ronnie.
No, she's not.
She's got a great poker face, but it's not like
She's got a lot of
it's not like
faces.
my like resting bitch face where I'm like this, where I'm concentrating. It's very like light, airy. You've got no idea what she's thinking. And I think that's brilliant because she's literally not giving anything away.
No, she's not.
Yeah.
But I do think that her conversations with Harriet, I understand where she was coming from. She's a little bit like, girl, I just like the guy. I'm just trying to have a good time.
Yeah.
Whereas Harriet, bless her heart, she's been like doing like rules like Dua Lipa every night. Like, don't kiss, don't do this, don't do that. Like asking for updates. And I'm like, Harry, babe, hun, this isn't for you. You've got to go where you're celebrated. Like, I shouldn't have to every day remind this guy, like, hi, you like me?
Yeah,
So can you just check in on me and make sure you don't kiss other people and make sure you tell me?
When it comes to the rules, we said the other day, you lose them how you win them, and that is what has happened. But also with the rules, Jess was giving out the rules not 1 week ago and saying like, please don't kiss her again before you've made your mind up. And then Harriet was snogging him anyway.
Yeah.
So how can she then turn around and say, no, you can't kiss Tiffany?
Where do we draw the line when it comes to rules? Because we saw that Harriet was a little bit upset that, Tiffany didn't say to her, oh yeah, me and Ronnie had a little bit of a peck. But sometimes I do get where they're coming from, but also it's like, can I just get to know the guy in peace?
Also,
like, they didn't have a big lips.
Tiffany All she did was answer the question.
Yeah.
The question was, did you kiss in bed? The correct answer was no. If she said, did you kiss on the stairs, just outside the bathroom, like at the top of the step, that bit, she would have had to say yes.
Naturally, you would say yes, though. If someone said, did you kiss? But no, not in the bed. But we did kiss here.
Are we teenagers? Like, I don't want to keep updating
do I
you.
need to tell
Dear
you
diary,
everything?
today I thought about kissing him, but I didn't because I went to tell Harriet first, because then if I tell Harriet, then I'll kiss him and then I'll feel better. This is long.
And I think especially in that situation, it was Ronnie who was told, look, don't do any kissing. So you need to be asking Ronnie for the updates.
But don't you think that's even childish?
It's a lot.
Yeah.
No,
it's a lot to keep
no
up
smooching
with.
tonight with the person you're coupled up with that you
You're
fancy.
trying to get to know. Because we're all here for love.
Yeah. Now, Ronnie said he didn't know which flavour of ice cream he wanted. So in the words of Craig David, what is your flavour?
What's your flavour?
So personally, I like cookies and cream. So I
Okay.
feel like if I was to like translate that into like a guide, it'd be like vanilla, but with a bit of sauce.
That is absolutely dammy.
Oh, that is so dammy.
That is so dammy.
Because he's absolutely not vanilla, but then like he's got the
He's
sauce. Like he
saucy.
knows how to
Yeah.
just like be calm and not do too much.
You got your man in ice
Yeah.
cream. Okay, I like cookie dough.
Is that a dad bod?
I feel like I was going to go with a flavour, obviously, from the outskirts. You look at the cookie dough and you see one thing, but then you get into the chewy bits. Do you know what I mean? And I quite like getting into the layers
Loads
of
of different
somebody.
layers.
Loads of things. Like, oh, there's a sweet bit. Oh, there it
Yeah,
goes. Like,
chew-
yeah, just keep me
little
on my
bit
toes a bit. Like,
crunch.
where are we going? Like, you don't know which part of the cookie dough is going to pop up. But yeah, let's leave the dad bod.
I would say, you know, like the core ones where they're like really perfect ice cream around the end. But in the middle, they've got like the really nice
the
like hot
stuff.
chocolate fudge sauce and stuff. So my fiance, he's got a 6-pack. It's very nice to look at. But on the inside, he is also like the best person ever.
Oh, isn't that lovely?
That's nice.
In week 1, things really heated up in the villa. Let's look back at all the pre-love fashion moments brought to you by our headline sponsor, eBay. Joey Essex made a grand entrance, stealing kisses and hearts from 3 of the girls while wearing a stylish Police cos jacket. Mimii looked stunning in her House of CB dress and fell head over heels for Ayo in his Harley Davidson sleeveless tee, whilst Jess stunned in I Am Gia and a Juna Watanabe Comme des Garçons. And how can we not mention the iconic red party? All the islanders looked incredible in their pre-love fits, with Patsy rocking a red latex dress worn by Georgia Steele in All Stars and Ronnie sporting a red Represent varsity jacket. The islanders are definitely bringing the red hot heat. Check out eBay for villa-inspired fashion and celebrate a summer of pre-loved style. Fashion fit for a second chance. eBay, sponsors of Love Island.
Ayo and Mimii's
Oh, wasn't it adorable?
I mean, they're on a boat, surrounded by these big yachts, strolling down the river, having a good old nice date. I mean, Ayo said it was the best date he'd ever been on. What do we think? It was really cute.
I want to know how many he's been on.
Oh, yeah, good
I
question.
did. I was like, how many dates have you been on? But also, I have never been on a boat with a guy
Yeah.
with yachts all around and he's driving. Like, that must have been so out of this world.
Yeah.
Like, I think sometimes you watch Love Island and you think, oh, yeah, that's nice. No, have you ever done that before? Like, think about your life. I've been on a yacht, but some random man was driving it and he wasn't looking into my eyes telling me that my mum would love you. Do you know what I mean?
What's the best date you've ever been on then?
Oh, me and Sam would go to a really nice restaurant in Marbella called The Harbour.
Ooh. What about you, Nadia?
It wasn't even a date on purpose, but we had a picnic in lockdown and we literally just went to a local supermarket because there was absolutely nothing else to do and got some nice chicken wings and some nice bits and stuff. And it was just sat on the grass and it was just so lovely because it was just sat there just talking for hours. And then, don't get me wrong, I've had really nice dates, like gone to amazing restaurants and whatever, but that was just so wholesome.
Yeah.
Like, I love me a picnic.
I love the chicken wings. That
The
really
chicken wings were
romantic.
everything. Like 20 chicken wings, right? But that's how comfortable I was.
Yeah.
It was really nice.
I feel like it's the dates that are not too like hurrah that end up being the best ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love
that's
a first date because I always think, will this be my last ever first date? And will this be, when your kids ask, what was your first date? Will this be the one I talk about?
Yeah.
And obviously I had a lot of ones where they were not. But then I had one that hopefully will be my last ever first date.
Very, very
Oh, how
cute.
cute.
So Ayo.
Yeah, back to them.
I mean, back to them.
Back to us.
Enough
Back to
of our
Love
days.
Island.
What do we think of them?
Ayo said that he thinks his mum and his sister will really, really like Mimii. Do we also think, it's important to get that family member approval?
100%.
Yeah.
If my brothers don't like you,
No chance.
and not to mention my son, like we're not even going there yet, and then my dad as well. It's a lot of layers, guys. It's like boss number 1, boss number 2, boss number 3, boss number 4. But I think Mimii is such a lovable girl anyway.
Yeah.
Like, and I quite like particularly, everyone's got a different personality. Samantha was loud and, Jess is quite meticulous and Mimi's just chill and quiet and a bit introvert. That's fine.
Yeah.
I'm not. But it doesn't mean that she's any less of anything.
Someone's got to be.
Someone's got to be quiet. Do you know what I mean? So I think it's really nice that those attributes that Ayo always uses them to her advantage and compliments her on it, because I'm sure she does probably feel a bit like, you know, maybe she should be like cartwalling up and down the villa. But it's really important for your family to like your partners. Like, don't get me wrong, if my parents and my brothers didn't like my boyfriend and I really liked him, then hey, it's life. But she's a likeable girl.
Yeah.
Who doesn't like Mimii?
Who doesn't like Mimii?
So Uma and Will are freshly coupled up, but Uma has said that she will not kiss him yet because she is a slow burner and it means a lot to her and that she'll fall very hard once she has kissed him. Do kisses have that effect on you?
Me personally, no. For me, it's just a kiss. But I do understand the whole sort of like, you don't want to kiss someone too soon. Because I feel like men and women, we are wired very differently. And I feel like guys, they just think they have everything once they have a kiss or just some sort of intimacy. And it's like, I don't want to show you that side to me yet.
Do you know what my thing is? Kissing for me can actually be more intimate than sex sometimes. It's just so cringe. I've actually said to someone before, like, I want you to kiss me. And when we have finished kissing, I want to know something about you I didn't know before. Like, that's how intense
Well, like
kissing
how many
is.
fillings they've got.
Okay.
What you have for breakfast, you know what I mean? Have a little taste. I feel like layers of people get peeled off when you kiss.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
However, I'm concerned that you're in a villa with guys you fancy and you don't want to kiss. Like holding on to a kiss, for me, I think it actually, for the men, might make them feel a bit like you don't like them as much as they're into you. And that's not to say that she should rush. But it means that, for example, now Will, who's like, yeah, like we're just seeing how things go. Because if he's a physical touch person, for example, he's going to need some affection. Like he's going to need to know that actually she really does find me attractive. Like, I want to neck you. Like, why don't you want to kiss me? Like,
I feel like maybe Uma's just probably that kind of person that is like, yeah, once I kiss you or I start peeling back my layers, I could potentially get really attached.
Yeah.
And she did mention whatever was happening with her and Ayo, like she got to a point where she was ready to kiss him. Then the whole Mimii and her triangle started happening and that just made her draw right
well, that
back.
was the triangle to begin with.
Yeah.
So I understand why she held back on kissing there. But this is a fresh guy. He's chosen you out of all the girls. What I'm saying is, in the Love Island villa, anything happens any day, any moment. Now, you not kissing Will, and now he's on a date with Matilda. Now, if they get to knowing each other a bit better and he feels like there's more communication and he feels like actually she's giving off a little bit more energy, Uma could miss out on holding out for this kiss. That's all I'm saying.
To support Uma, though, I will say she's just watched Samantha be humiliated by really falling for
But
someone.
Joey wasn't necking Samantha though, was he?
No, but she maybe is like, I'm going to fall really hard if I kiss him. There's new people coming in. We've only been coupled up for a day. Maybe I need to, like, you know, hedge my bets a little bit before I kiss him.
I get it. I
agree. It's a really tough one. And I feel like everyone works at like different speeds. Do you know what I mean? Some people might kiss and be like, it's not deep. Or some people kiss and it's like, yeah, where's the ring? Like, let's move on. So it's tough. I feel like she'll kiss him when she's ready, but we'll give her some grace and sense that they are very fresh, her and Will.
Yeah.
I don't know if I see the sexual chemistry.
I feel like she really likes him, but I feel like I can see her holding out. She's so giddy around him. So far, everyone I've seen her with, Will, they've had the best chemistry and connection. I literally feel like I can see Uma holding out, but I feel like she's just scared.
She's probably got a day or two. I think I can see Will kind of being like, yeah.
Because that little conversation he had with Joey,
right.
I kind of sensed that he was like, I do want to kiss her, but obviously he's, you know,
He can't force it.
He's going at her terms and speed and pace.
Yeah.
But you know what? I'm not going to lie. When I was in there, obviously I kissed him and whatever, but I was so nervous to kiss him because it was like, I really want to kiss you and I am going to kiss you. But it's like, if I mess up this kiss, everyone is going to see.
Oh my God, pressure.
Everyone is going to see. And then it's like, obviously kissing someone you've never kissed before, it's like, I need to learn your pace.
Yeah.
Are we doing tongues? Like, what are we doing here? And then I was just like, oh God, I'm just so embarrassed. It was fine in the end.
Matilda, the new bombshell, chose Will to make her dessert. Do we think his head might turn?
I think he needs more from Uma.
Yes.
That's what I think. Doesn't mean he likes Matilda.
Yeah.
I just think that it's going to shake Uma a little bit because I think she also knows that as well.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that it makes it a bit more pacey. Do you know what I mean? Like, Will is a good looking guy. I don't want him to sit in the villa and be wasted. Like, there's plenty of women in the villa and I want him to have his options open.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's with Matilda. Obviously, we haven't seen them chat yet.
Yeah.
But she seems bubbly and vibey and you just never know.
Yeah. Sometimes you need a new bombshell to like put a rocket up you, do you know what I mean? Because Uma was shaking on that terrace.
Yeah, and she should
She's like,
be.
what's going on? Like,
He's a
do you know
good
what I
looking
mean?
guy.
So sometimes you do need someone to actually just step on your toes.
Yeah.
But actually, I don't have all day. Now it's time for the best Sky Mobile me moments. This series has been full of Islanders embracing their me energy, and we've been obsessed. Let's count down the best moments so far where our Islanders have put themselves and their needs first. In third place, we have Jess knowing she's the prize.
2, remember, I am the prize.
Know your worth, you are the prize. And second place goes to Mimii choosing to steal Ayo.
So the boy I've decided to steal is Ayo.
Yes, Mimii. And the current number one moment is Umar and Harriet talking about standing on business.
Like, think about what you want to do. That's what's best for yourself. Because I'm thinking about the way that I've looked at it is what's best for me, you know? And then stand on business.
Cheers to that, Queen.
Cheers to that, baby.
Personally, I'm here for that advice. Sky Mobile is a network that lets you to switch your phone and data plan to suit you. Switch to Sky Mobile today. We've got the bombshells, we've got Matilda, and we've got Connor with a K to be exact.
Connor with a K.
They had the option to choose a starter, a main, and a dessert. So, starting off with Matilda, she chose Omar for her starter, she chose Sean for her main course, and she chose Will for her dessert.
Good choices, but very safe.
She's a nice girl.
She's a nice girl.
Yeah.
If she was here to mess things up, if she had ruffle feathers, she would have gone Joey, Ronnie, Kieran, done.
But would you choose Joey after all that's taken place in the last couple of days?
But I like the way she's gone safe. I like the way that she's like looking for someone who maybe is in the market.
Actually, she's also just like, at the end of the day, if you're going out and you see guys and you see like a guy talking to his ex and another guy that's kind of, you want the guy that's by himself that's obviously going to give you one-on-one attention. So we say it's safe, but it's smart.
It's smart. Like, honestly, also, I feel like time's getting on, and it's not like she's like one of the first bombshells. We've had a few now, and we're starting to get some solid little situations going on. So obviously believe in your own source, but start easy and then ramp it up later. Do you know what I mean?
Agreed.
Absolutely.
Good choices though.
And then we had Connor.
With a K.
Connor with a K. He was the new boy bombshell.
I'm Connor, I'm 28, I'm Barbara from Cornwall. I've been single for a year and a half, but I'm ready to find the love of my life. I'm not afraid to break up any couples. We're all here for one reason, and we're here to find love.
He chose for a startup Grace.
Yeah.
And then he chose for his main Nicole. And then his dessert, he chose Mimii.
He's coming for war.
Now, he came for war because he came for people in situations and he said, I don't really care about that stuff. Like, I'm coming to eat.
Yeah.
You know?
Literally.
So I'm excited to see that.
I was screaming when he said Mimii.
When he said Mimii, I was like, yes!
So let's just go through those three. Grace, do you think her head might turn for Connor?
You know what? It might not turn, but she's going to give him the time of day. Yeah.
Nicole?
No.
Nicole is going to be like, you have wasted your main course token.
She even said, I'm going to give them food poisoning. I can't even cook. Like, she's not interested.
And then Mimii.
I don't think Mimi's head's going to turn, but I just really hope she does give him the time of day.
Yeah,
because I feel like she's not had the opportunity to explore as much as everyone else because I feel like she's not had the options. People that have been her type have not been in there. We don't know if Connor's going to be her type, but I just want her to give someone else the time of day. They've all had like girls saying to them like, explore your options, you know, don't put all your eggs in one basket. No one's encouraged Mimii to go outside of Ayo. They've just been like, oh my God, you guys are so amazing. But it's like, well, how do you know? You've not even tested the waters. So I just really want her to test the waters because I feel like Ayo actually had his triangle and he done his due. And I think Mimii deserves.
She does, but she's not going to. I think she should have done it with Omar.
Yeah.
And it didn't quite happen.
No.
And also, you can't force things.
You
Do you know what I
can't,
mean?
you
like,
can't.
if you don't have a connection with someone, and Ayo is a beautiful boy.
Yeah.
He's tall, he's dark, he's handsome. Like, I get it. If someone doesn't look like him, it's not going to work out.
It's very obvious.
It's obvious. But I do hope she has a great date.
I hope she has a good time. I hope he gives her some good chat. And it's just really interesting in her. And who knows, sometimes things just change.
I hope it ruffles Ayo's feathers.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
When it comes to Mimii, no one has put him on his toes. Like Omar, he wasn't really moved because he knew Mimii wasn't interested and like he wasn't threatened. But I think, you know, there's another tall boy come in and it's a bit like, oh.
I think it's Joey that's got to watch out for Connor.
And you know what? I'm kind of here for it. I
Me
feel like
too.
Joey,
Yesterday, didn't we?
Yeah, it needs to taste its own medicine.
We actually said it yesterday morning.
We did.
We were like, Grace and Joey, they need a bombshell.
Yeah.
Oh, it's going to happen, girls.
And
Ask and the universe will deliver.
The Love
I feel
Island
like,
gods.
I know Grace really likes Joey, but sometimes I just feel like I see her just a little bit.
Bit icked.
Yeah, just, you know when you're looking through someone, you're looking like, is this really...
Well, do you know what? That's what happens when you go back to your ex.
Yeah.
I've done it a couple of times. I'm like, oh yeah, that's why you got on my nerves. And you start making those notes again. And I'm seeing her mentally be like, yeah, maybe you should have done this. And he's like, oh, and she's like, all right, cool, fine.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You can see it. Whereas Joey's just oh my gosh, he couldn't get any deeper if he tried to swim.
Yeah.
I don't know how it ended with them, but he's clearly happy that it's back on. Whereas I think he needs to be a little bit careful.
He does.
What would you cook as your speciality?
So I am a bit of a bruschetta girl.
Like Grace, that's what
Like
she's
Grace.
cooking.
But I also love king prawns.
Yeah.
But I would make them with the shell on.
Yeah. You know, bit of a weird one. I eat the shell.
Me? Oh my God, I was just about to say that.
Yeah. I'll just bite the head off.
They're
I'll
the
eat it all.
prawns.
I'll
You've got to
eat
eat the shell.
Like, I never used
Not the
to.
tail.
Not the tail.
And not the head.
Not the head, but the shell. Because I feel like with pepper prawns, for example, all the seasonings in the shell.
Okay.
I feel so
But I can
seen.
only have maybe about like 3 or 4 because sometimes like it's actually like I'm eating glass.
Yeah.
Like
It's
shells
bad.
of glass.
Like, ow, 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 ow.
I am
Literally,
so
but
happy, babes.
I eat the shell, and every time I tell everyone I eat the shell, they're like, yeah. this
I've
is what I
made
need
it for
to tell.
Kai and he's like, Mum, this is not what you're meant to be. I'm like, but it's
Just
so good.
try the shell. Like, it's actually not bad.
I'll give it a go.
Try
I'll give it a
try
go.
it. But they've got to be well seasoned prawns because that's where all the gravy and the juices. Oh my God. I'm gonna make some peppered prawns. Yeah, the shell.
So sorry, that's what I'd start with.
Yeah.
With some sort of greenery on top. I don't know what. Bit of rosemary or something like that.
Main course.
Main course, I am such a fish girl. So I would try and stay away from that and give them a bit of red meat. I would make lamb chops, some asparagus, bit of truffle mash, black pepper on everything. I'm obsessed.
Yep.
And then dessert, if I could try and make it a creme brulee.
Ooh, I'd be coming around for yours.
Yeah,
for
I feel
dinner.
like
That
I
sounds
want to show
fantastic.
off.
Indiyah, what's yours?
Oh, okay. I'm going to work backwards. So these are from all different cuisines, by the way.
It's around the world trip.
Around the world trip. So I feel like for dessert, I would do like a sticky toffee pudding.
Yeah.
Love it.
Love that. For mains, I'd probably do like salmon with maybe some either mash or like Charlotte potatoes.
Yeah.
And then for starter, I'm a big Mexican fan. So I'd probably do like tacos or like chips and like homemade salsa.
Nice.
Very cute.
Yeah, I make a very good homemade guacamole, but that's
Oh,
not what I'm
love a
going to
good
do.
guac.
What you do?
I'm going to do a burrata starter
Oh.
with burrata, tomatoes, bit of pesto, nice, salt your tomatoes always. Main course, steak.
Yeah.
I do like a at-home sort of steak restaurant thing, so I do all the sides you get, so like the truffle mash,
Oh, that was your
greens,
restaurant.
macaroni
Nice.
cheese, and then pudding, pavlova.
Oh,
It's good. We should do a morning after come dine with you.
Yeah.
we should.
Oh, bring something, bring a
Morning
dish.
after dine with me.
Good. I mean, guys, if we were in that position, who would we choose?
Starter. Do you know what? I choose Will, actually.
Okay.
Main course, I think I choose one of the girls, you know. I'm leaning towards...
I feel like I know you're going to say, but you go.
Ooh.
I want to see if I get it right.
Okay.
Yeah, I've got one in my head. as
Have
well.
you?
Yeah.
Okay. Scream if you get it right, okay?
Okay.
I'm leaning towards, it's 2, between Nicole or Uma.
No, it's
What?
not.
I
That's
thought you were going to say Grace.
I
Nice.
had Grace. Yeah.
Grace would have been my dessert.
Yeah. Oh,
That's so mad though.
I thought you were going to say Grace.
Yeah, no, a wifey for the middle.
Yeah.
And then like a hot firecracker babe at the end.
Okay,
Yeah, that would be a bit of me.
makes
Well done though, you did get Grace right.
Yeah. Not one of your options.
Are we allowed to say who we choose? Can we have boyfriends or?
I mean, I feel like respectfully, like we're doing this from like a non-relationship.
in a hypothetical way.
Hypothetical, obviously
Just for
never
work.
going to happen.
Yeah, for work purposes, it's work
Literally.
event. So I would choose for my starter. I'd probably choose Sean because I feel like starters can get forgotten, but he put a lot of effort into it. Then main Kieran. Obviously, hypothetically, he's not coupled up with Nicole because I love him. I mean, he's a bit young for me, but hypothetically,
I'll take Nicole.
no,
You
hypothetically, I'm 25.
There you go,
So
exactly,
in the
exactly.
hypothetical world, I'm
You're in the
25.
villain.
Yeah.
And for dessert, I can't decide between Joey and Ronnie, so I'm going to go with Joey just to get all the showbiz goss.
Do you know what? I'm doing this on solely because I just think they're gorgeous.
Okay.
I would choose Grace as my starter, Mimi as my main, and Uma as my dessert.
Oh, yours is a good
Yeah,
one.
like I feel like that would just be fantastic.
I was going to choose Mimi, but I'm so concerned about the chat. Like, I am so up here and she's so here. She'd probably get her nursing book out and be like, are you okay?
Yeah.
And like talk to me and like get into my mind and stuff.
Yeah.
And I just think she'd be better off not having that interaction with
Yeah.
me.
Or also, I feel like if I was looking at it for like a girls' night out, I feel like Harriet would be brilliant in the mix.
Do you know what? I should have chose Harriet. but
Harriet would be brilliant.
the conversation would be so crazy. I just thought Nicole, so that I could just sit there and just be in awe at her accent. I love her accent so
Yeah, her
much.
accent is
Say it again. Say it again.
Well, what were you doing for my starters? Like, I love her accent so much. So
Yeah, her accent is great.
We had another vote at the end of last night's episode. Obviously, the vote is now closed. we've got no idea what the outcome's going to be. They said the bottom couple could be at risk, but anything can happen in Love Island. So who do you think could be at risk of being the bottom couple?
I think Jess and Omar, I think, are in trouble.
From a logical point of view, last time the vote came, Jess had really told Ronnie what it was all about. And even though she was coupled up with him, I think she got a lot of votes because she was real girl power and stuff. Everything is timing in Love Island Villa. And I think with everything that happened with Samantha yesterday, people are going to want vengeance for Samantha. So I'm not sure how many votes Joey and Grace will get. Jess and Omar, we haven't really seen a lot of them. And Jess hasn't done anything that's really like rabble-rousing to get those solo votes. And neither's Omar. So I think either of those could be in trouble.
Agreed.
But also, we've seen it happen so many times before. People like Nicole and Kieran, people go, I'm not going to vote for them because everyone else will. But every vote counts.
It does.
Also, everyone likes Harriet or everyone likes Ronnie or everyone likes singular people. So couples could be saved based on that as well. So like as much as like you said, like people might be like, you know, Samantha, they're thinking, no, justice, you know, for Joey. But like, what if Grace actually really gets on with Connor? So then you don't really want to not vote for Grace and Joey because you want to see that dynamic. Like, it's all quite disgruntled at the minute. So I'm not putting anything past anything because seeing Samantha go was a shock to the system.
Yeah, that was actually a shock.
But which is good old Love Island, to be fair. Like anything goes.
I feel like it could be Omar and Jess. Only because they don't have a connection with each other. They are friends. But as we've seen, like, I feel like I've seen Sean really try and give it a go. I've seen Harriet try and give it a go so many times with Ronnie. She only got let down last night.
Jess and Omar haven't had much
Not with anyone else
with
and not
anyone
together.
else and not
So it's a tough one. But we'll find out.
See.
We'll find out. And on that note, ladies, it's been a fantastic morning. Guys, thank you so much. I hope you had a brilliant morning.
It's been nice.
It's been
lovely.
good.
Bit of a breakfast banter sesh.
And that is me done for the week. I am going home to start my 3-day skin prep for After Sun on Sunday. But Chris will be with you tomorrow morning and Saturday morning as well to give you all of his opinions. Make sure you subscribe so you do not miss an episode.
And please, guys, give us a 5-star rating. As you know, we will give you a 5-star show. Bye.
Bye.